So, voila. Should be green live at this point. Right. Let me feed the camera some energy. So, then we need to open ACC, and we're gonna start getting rolling. I missed quite a bit of practice, even though I could have perhaps been on the server. Although, oh come on! I need to reopen my stuff to get my dashboard back because it crashed immediately. That's pain. No, we don't want to do that. KTM crossbow. Oh yeah. Apparently my sim hub got confused and... Oh yeah, I had launched Affect 2 last night, which was probably causing no issues me. To fix my steering rack problems. Where the steering ratio was wrong. So, pretty sure the track is not optimal. Yep. 12 minutes of free practice remaining. We're gonna get my HUD up. I could finally just where it's positioned. Actually, do I have a setup for this track? I have a solder setup that I have loaded into here. Have I driven this track with this car? I think maybe. We just briefly plug it down. So. I'll switch it manually. Okay. I don't know. There it is. Huh? Oh, now this window broke. Okay. That's the wrong one. God damn it, this is complicated. Close, small. Dun. Because sometimes when you switch window, it occasionally decides to that the size of that it sets the size to like nothing, so you end up with keep visible. We can block cursor input because we don't need any cursor input on that. 10 FPS. We don't use eco mode, and where is it? Where's the bending? Curve. 0 degrees. Okay. So chart, click larger and move down. So, also we could probably block cursor and put another one as well. Right. Okay. Okay. So. Return to garage. Okay, we need to do some setup work briefly. Because I'm pretty sure these settings are a bit, to say the least, wrong. Type 2 pads. TC down to 2. ABS to 1. A bit less steering rack. Maybe not that extreme, but I probably need to get the car to turn, so let's face it. I need some rotation. Like, but it's not that extreme, but probably quite extreme. There's a lot of rear wing on there. Let's chop a bit off there. Brake duct should be fine. Yeah, I mean, we're running very low temperatures, but we're on wet tires, so... I think this car has generally like low tire temps, so... I think I'm gonna go 50-50 in those. Right. Oh, and I didn't adjust the tire pressures. I think they're way too high. Excessive amounts of toe in the rear. Yeah. Right. Plop the car down. Let's get rolling, shall we? Windscreen wiper on. And the rain light on. It's been a hot minute since I drove this car on the wet. I feel like there's a lot of downpour because you can really see the water flowing across my winds. Oh god, how much understeer I have down here. And then I said there's a lot of... There's not much traction on the front axle. Definitely need to avoid the outside curbs. Inside curbs you can still cut, but it's just the outside ones, they're murderous in these conditions if you clip them. Let's see, 47% brake bias. Yeah, I think the brakes are responding. Car has traction. I can't really use the lap times because lap times will be all over the place due to changing conditions throughout the session. Oh god. Absolutely no stopping power into turn 1. Well, that's nice. I think I need more rearwards bias. Not rearwards bias, I need more less grip on the rear again. Go back to the same problem we had at Staten. Oh, the car's just way too understeery. It's just in very treacherous conditions here. And this is also a wet preset, so you expect it to be very easy to drive. car in front of me is actually pulling away, so that's not positive. Shows me that there's more time to be had. As you probably undershot the tire pressures on the rear, but actually the full 2 PSI that I adjusted them down. Ah. Stop the chicane. Ooh.
Yellow flag is sector 1.
Ah!
Got some light damage on the front of the car.
Man, that curve is like really evil. I didn't score time, so that's not great. I did notice I have issues with the setup, so we can start correcting those. So, right. We want to additionally for but notice that the car was understeering a bit too much still. Let's increase the rear ride height, decrease the rear wing. Temperature have not changed. But first go the M2s anyway. Oh. Both of them are actually allowed at the same time. Right, we can use both profile at the same time. I see. Okay, I'm just... touch up the setup, I guess, a bit more. Let's just start rolling. Windscreen wiper, rain light, normal light. Okay, and then windscreen wiper on stage 2, and let's roll. Ooh, that was almost there.
There's a slow car ahead.
I think the conditions might be more treacherous than before. Changes I did should lead the car to have more grip on the front axle. I'm really not sensing that. Although I did sense it there because the car was trying to put brake traction. Yeah, I think the track right now is seriously wet.
There's a slow car up ahead.
Oh, we had a traffic jam at the last sector here. Despite me waiting for like half an eternity in the pits, these guys still somehow managed to traffic jam the M2 so far back, but I'm probably having to pass them.
Be careful there.
Can probably carry a bit more speed than that. Getting showered in spray. Ooh! From it's really slip. You see basically nothing.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Oh. Oh, why did you stop there, you bloody idiots? He could have like pulled over like a few meters down the straight instead of there to let us both by. But no, he had to pull over there.
Well done, mate. The fastest lap so far.
1.5 seconds right now off the pace. The fastest guys. Promptly go slower for turn 1. There's a bit of time to be gained there. What did I do to have another M2 stuck in front of me?
Please try to
Ah.
stay on the track.
Anyway, I overshot this corner. I need to close him down to pass him on the main straight. That means I'm gonna be not close enough to do that. Oh, and I messed up as well. Sorry. Hopefully I have to drive. Please, little KTM. Drive down here. Oh. I had to cock it up for both of us. I'm sorry. It was just like I couldn't gap behind because I would be passed by the other M2 before I had a sufficient gap. It just wouldn't have worked. Short shifting there is like really useful. Need to brake early for the chicane. Oh yeah, there's quite a lot of time actually in this lap. Coming to realize it. You can take this corner also better than that.
Sector 1.
Ah, wide here.
There's a slow car ahead.
Slightly clipped the curb there. Oh, I've lost so much time through there. Would have had a faster exit. Worst hairpin 1. And I still haven't figured hairpin 2 out. And bled even more time. 2 seconds off the pace right now. Bloody hell. That is quick. Considering these conditions. Makes it really easy for something like that to happen.
Slow car ahead.
I'm just noticing, I think I'm driving right now with race fuel. Yep, I have race fuel in the car, I don't have Qualy fuel.
Well on, mate. Personal fastest lap.
I'm effectively sandbagging. Heck, I have too much fuel for even the race. Oh, that's too quick.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Yeah, that was a way worse exit. I have to really like smooth my inputs to produce a competitive entry and exit. I had a really good run out of that corner last time around. Maybe the conditions are now worsening.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Clipping both corners is really helpful for this. And not trying to late apex, but just double apexing is a really good solution, I think. I don't know where that marker board styrofoam comes from. Is there usually a marker board down there? I haven't noticed it. Too fast into there. Should have taken the short shift.
There's a slow car behind.
And let's cut track. Time for 2 more attempts, I guess. I don't think I can gain that much more. I mean, I'm 1/10 of my own time, so. But this is an M2.
There's a slow car ahead. Yellow flag ahead. Be careful. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Oh no. Oh fuck. I wanted to let him by again, but he understood into me.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Missed the apex here, or? Yeah, it's not as good as a run, but it's still close enough. Close enough to give. But I messed up here and here. Yeah.
Your lap time is validating. Please try to stay on the track.
Let's get out of there, just in case someone understeers off. So they don't run the back of us. 1.2 seconds off Kirk. I think that's a bit more respectable. We're consuming about 1.83 my things this per lap. How fast are we lapping about what? 1 minute 40? 43 is, but like, we're just gonna calculate with like 40 plus 1. Restore 30 divided by memory recall. It's about 18 laps. How much would actually be about 43? Yeah, 17 and a half, so takes you for 20 laps. 1.85, that is about 37 liters, so just drop a bit of fuel out of the car. I think I'm gonna take 45. Just to be extra safe. Setup wise, the car I think is handling at this point pretty solid. I don't think I can do much here anymore.
Alright, there is some rain in this session, so watch out for slippery curves and remember to brake early.
Temperature's changing? No, not at all. KTM Donington wet. W1. Alright. So, 2 minutes remaining till we... Oh, actually it's a 35-minute race. Right, these guys are on 35 minutes. We should be fine fuel-wise. Let's just take 50. I forgot we're on 45 minutes, not 40. 30. Oh, that's something nearly quite awful. Although, if we're running short on fuel, we have a pit window, we can just take fuel in case anything goes wrong. In that sense, we can just slightly refuel. But it looks like it's gonna rain the entire race. And we're starting here from P3. So. I'm not feeling so well. I didn't drink that much today, so I'm feeling a bit under the weather. That's fine. We're gonna go racing. We're just having to patiently wait right now. So you're allowed to grid up and get it ready to run more.
30 seconds.
Green light on. Windscreen wiper on, all of these things. Ready to go.
Go in single file.
ABS up to 4 while we're gonna dump some heat into the brake discs. Yeah, it's very unfortunate how little attendance this league actually has gotten in the end. Was it really... Like, the signups filled up pretty quickly for it. I guess it was too far before the actual first event, and then... Technically they'll see there are slots open now for the last few rounds, because I think the admins are kicking people who aren't actually attending. Because the rules state that you should only sign up if you could attend all 4 races. Which is just like, I nearly fell foul of that last week. And just barely made it. Although I think they would have been fine if I'd signed out for one. Saying like, oh well, something came up. Can't run this. Something relatively unpredictable. Especially when your grid size is like so tiny. What we're having now. I mean, luckily the GT4 championship on with Aries yesterday, that had pretty decent attendance, considering 2 weeks ago they didn't have really any attendance at all. But I guess because it's Donington and people maybe don't like Donington. But then there's an RCI race, I think in a week or two at this track that was like relatively quickly, those 3 hours booked up with people. Like, grid was full very quickly on that one. Yeah, I have to think through what I'm gonna do. Excuse me, please, could you perhaps not drive within me? It's relatively uncomfortable as a KTM driver. As long as the off the road would be helpful.
Green light, go, go, go.
Whoa! 1 millimeter further forward of me, and you would have died there. That was millimeter to spare. You notice how much I suffer on the straightaways, but the high-speed corners I'm definitely quicker than them. This is probably for YouTube compression hell. This rainstorm. Switch this up. See, was I inbounds or was I not? It seems I was. Ooh. He's way too quick into that corner here. He's probably gonna patch that issue up sooner rather than later. I was braking way too late there, you could see that easily. Both of us too wide. Oh, come the fuck on, I'm pretty sure that was slow as fuck. Yeah, he's now pulling. He just had that one corner where he's slower and that's it. He's otherwise like pretty quick, and now he's getting his confidence and he's just gonna run for me. Although the MUQU behind me matched my time, so maybe we have to look backwards for the threat being behind me. Or the fight being behind me. Ooh. Yeah, I think he has figured this going out while I'm making mistakes. I think this might end up being a very lonely race. Oh, no, perhaps not. Would have been neat if I was a bit closer, you know? Brakes here. Optimize the exit. has the power.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
But I had the brakes for once.
Well done, mate. Personal best.
Could it be that I'm actually experiencing like dirty air and stuff behind him, because he's now dropping meters on me? Or did he just take a confidence hit? Is it just in his head? I mean, I'm improving for sure. That's well the case. Let's hope that's in bounds. Yes, it was. Oh, he is very quick, I think, the third sector here. And I'm quick in the first sector. Because I was quite far ahead of him before we headed into the final section of the lap. But then he suddenly just had a resurgence in that one. You just barely can see the bollards there through the layers of water on my windscreen. Yeah, I think it was a confidence hit. And he's seemingly recovering slowly from it. I guess I brake a bit early for turn one. Ooh. No. That's a massive L. It's a bit boring when he disappears out of my main mirror. He's only 3 tenths behind me, heading onto the straight. You can't pass into this corner. I think I broke it very early there. But I just didn't want to take chances with messing my exit up. I think I've restored the gap a bit. Slow exit out of there. It's a three-way fight here for P2. The MUQU is still in it as well with Silly, Jurgensen, in the McLaren, and me in the KTM crossbow. But this all can completely flip with the pit stop cycle. Not just when you pit, but how good you pit. Because we don't have much standing time. Actually none, optimally. Oh god. I nearly aquaplaned in the first part. But it's not like Jurgensen had a better time behind me. Guess the conditions are changing a bit. Maybe the track is getting slightly worse. Gives me a bit of a gap to the cars behind. No refueling, no changing tires, nothing. We just need to hit the pit lane. Watch them. There's one of them pits. Oh, there's somebody parked. It's a back marker that has spinned it now. His name is way overcomplicated. I'm not gonna try just to read that out. Oh. Downhill section nearly got me again. Yeah, all of us stayed out. None of us came in. Oh, Jörgsen has dropped it. Leaves just the MUQU behind me now. There's an M2 about 10 seconds up the road. Will we take the gamble and just... Yeah, let's take the gamble and continue on. Good, one more lap and come in. Okay. So he's still the car behind me. Björn has stayed out as well. The M2 has already pitted, so he is not gonna come in with me, which would be very awkward. Now we need to hit the pit lane.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
Very early pit speed, but just in case, we're not going to change anything on the car. I'm probably too far forward. Yeah, that's going to cost me time.
Mandatory stop is now clear. Long to go.
Yeah, it was a slow stop. Took long to get us up to Jack's. Due to me overshooting again, I'm thinking my car is shorter in the front than it actually is. Because we're sitting so far down. It's actually a decent length still in front. Some cars you basically have to like park them very far forward. Silly coming in. Yeah, Silly is in. And Jörgsen is in. Jörgsen is done with his stop. He's still moving in the pit lane. We've beaten both of them out of the pits. Yeah, and the gap is about Oh, Yoxnat actually jumped the other guy. He had an excellent stop there. He made about 3 seconds on me. If he was behind me still directly, he would have just jumped me. He didn't have had his off. Actually, I think it would have been very close to him just straight up jumping me. But he jumped silly because Silly had a very slow stop in comparison. He dropped to me another, how much? 5-6 seconds nearly? Race leader starts to pit. It was set till the end. Yeah, and he's right now pitting. For him to then merge with his Porsche about 11 or so seconds in front of us. This can be done quicker than 45. Because Bjorn is starting to take time out of me. Ooh! Not going off would be way worse. I need to soft like push to avoid being run down.
The window is now closed.
The race leader pitted on the last lap, it was possible to do. When you have your window open and there's a slight breeze going over your legs, it's so nice. We have to lap a few M2s now. We did avoid lapping this guy beforehand, but well, this time around we can't avoid him. It just means we don't have to lap him twice. Now we need to figure out where we will do this. Oh, that's way too deep from here. Oh, thank you.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
It's too quick to deep. We have to right now battle through the traffic, all of us. The next M2 will be the last one. Unfortunately, I think there's only 3 guys in that class left. They didn't have particularly great attendance from race 1. And it doesn't have any great attendance at this point anymore. One thing at least, it seems right now my headache is receding, so I'm feeling a bit better right now. Don't ask me quite why. I'm feeling a bit better, but I guess that could also worsen as soon as I stand up. It wouldn't be foreign concept for headaches, really that to me. Last M2 coming up. Oh, technically first place M2. Which order are you gonna see them in? From my perspective, it's the last one. I need to lap. Silly has dropped off completely. He's now about 15 seconds behind. I've just driven a relatively clean race today. Only that one off where I went lawn mowing. Outside of that, it's been relatively flawless. Just logging laps. I'm still only 12 seconds behind the race leader, considering what an alien that guy is. But I guess he doesn't have really a reason to push. He just needs to lock the laps. And in these conditions you can easily just run at 80% and then just to be safe you get to the finish line. And as long as that's fast enough, well, why would you run anything more? I mean, I'm not trying 100% either right now. I think we will have 2 more laps here on our hands. Which time is remaining again? Yeah, just under 3 minutes for me. As I cross the line. It's not enough for the leader to start 2 more laps. To complete 2 laps, so we're gonna likely get checkered at the end of the next lap. So something must have happened behind me. I mean, I think the main pack is now starting to lap the M2, so I guess those guys collided with them. Gonna take a hazard at the guess that's what happened. Or just GT4s collided with each other in those hairpins, which are very likely overtaking spots. Can still throw it away. They're spinning. Nope, no cut track. Astonishing. Alright then. A few more corners to go. Precisely 1 more lap. Honestly, this is recently a very good finishing. Very good results that I've recently had. With my 2 wins over the weekend, the podium with the Maserati, Imola, with the Aries GT4s, and well, this year. It's quite nice. Could have checked like what track their GT3 series is running today. Don't need to do a double handle. I don't think that would do it. I think even if I'm feeling better, I think I should just rest perhaps. It's fine. But yeah. Yeah, I seem to be now steadily on the podium. So I'm sure that will change. You know, these messages are really neat that ACC has them compared to RF2. Where it's like, yeah, well, you have to sort of guess.
Bring it back to the pit safely.
Wait, see. Guess he's straight up. Nah, he's. You can see him traveling all the way over there. Oh, that's impressive. Like, what do you have to time this watch is like just watching the car the distance moving. It's like that's so cool. KTM moment. Because I dipped the wheel into the gravel. Right. Yeah, I think this was a very solid race, very fun one. Confirm to go back into the garage. Hello. Got the jacks. We briefly want to check out the tire set. It is a bit of wear definitely on these tires here. 2.8, 2.7, 2.6. Yeah, these tires did definitely suffer a bit. So let's briefly save the replay because we want to slightly check out the start again, and I guess perhaps a few other incidents. But really this wasn't like there wasn't a constant battle or something, but I guess there's two cars parked here. Or they're disconnecting, I guess. Well then. Oh, the other guys have disconnected so far already. We can check a bit to start, I guess, before the replay. So, rolling up to the stars here. Oh, I should actually sync my client. I mean, I recently ran another race, so yeah, he was way far forward, but oh, that was so close. But yeah, he entered the braking zones very side by side with the Cayman, but he broke very early to slot in behind him. If I had just been a bit more aggressive on the brakes, I would have been totally alongside him, and this would have been a wreck there. But I had been cautious. I thought of that I could go up, slip up his inside, but then I was still cautious to not overshoot and kill him, and well, then he also came down on me, so there was just not much there to give. That was close enough. Like, look at this. Ah, resets me now.
Green light, go, go, go.
Come on. Briefly load this. Oh. That's why I saved it, so I can actually look at it. So, but I think this is a good times. But look at this. There's not much between these two cars. Right. He's just lifting up very early. He just doesn't get stopped here. But it was not particularly terrible from his perspective, but from mine you could clearly see that he's like overshooting. I think the next lap was worse than the first lap. So he's using very low gears. The car is relatively stable at the revs. It's like it's very stable on this corner. In the second gear. Oh, I just noticed this car's in odometer on the dash there. Well, that's interesting. It's also interesting that we have like 2 readouts for the gears and the revs, because one isn't enough. Although the advantage is you can actually see when to upshift and the wheel isn't blocking your view from it. You can just see how he's like pulling car lengths as soon as he steps on the throttle. Watch him head down here. Lifted slightly, but he's using a lot of throttle in the in-between parts. Got sideways there. That gave me a massive run on him. So it's gonna make much of a difference when he's... I mean, this is a really nice line. He can just like, he gets his car is really nice in turning, looks like. His car turns really nicely in. Seems to have decent mechanical grip. Well, I definitely struggled a bit. I got the car in the end to dance that to my tune. Well, yeah, he messed up quite badly. Yeah, one of my big issues was what you can see is like I can definitely brake later than what he did. Right, a few more corners. I'd lost a lot of ground so far on him. I've got to lose even more ground. Oh, God damn it, why am I yawning constantly now? You can very aggressively downshift this car. Interesting with the McLaren. I need to drive more different GT4. So far I've only driven... I've driven obviously KTM Maserati quite a few times. I've driven the Camaro once, and I've driven the Ginetta. And I've driven the Audi actually. So I'm up to 5 of the GT4s. Bit out of shape, but you can see how far I'm back. And here he gets out of shape. Very out of shape. And now suddenly I'm coming there. He goes defensive. Looking at the outside. And he is out of shape again here. You can see how much more power he has of just like being able to outdrive me. And yeah, I'm slipping by. very cautious behind me. Just trying to avoid not running on the back of me. Although his car doesn't allow to accelerate it that much earlier either. So let's watch again him running off the road here. Yeah, he got slightly too fast in there. His car then also gave him a rear wiggle, so he had it wide. And then he tried to recover, but he has two wheels on the grass. And he actually did recover. Just hit it straight on. Being too fast, got a wiggle, touched the grass, had to lift more. That was all in rotation that I needed. I was so far back beforehand. Okay, he's out of shape, I have to run. But he's just faster at this point. But then I'm just going brave on the inside here. But I did get the power pulled up, so... there's that. Right, we wanted to... He's now behind 3. Oh, here it is. This corner gets him again. That's when he suddenly dropped behind Silly because he spun here actually. Yeah. Doing such aggressive downshifts in the wet is a really bad idea. I can't do it with my car because my car would just downshift protection kick on the KTM because the gears are relatively long, but here he's just like does a half spin and then has to recover back to the track. Considering that, he had an amazingly quick pit stop. How much time he... yeah, I mean, we can see the time he lost. It's not too bad. He's still an amazing job to get back by Silly. Did Silly like make a mistake or something on his in lap? Because these two entered relatively close to each other. Oh, he might have like run the back of the M2 here. And he's running off the road here. I don't know how he's still alive, considering that that curb and stuff is really treacherous. Guess he's closing in slightly. So far he's not losing any time really. But I think he did lose time so far already. He's now sending it on the M2. Ah, he has to wait. This is now actually costing him time. Yeah, see, he's still standing still. I guess he might have taken a bit of fuel. There, I'm going by. If, as I said, if he executed a very good pit stop. He took some time till he switched the engine off as well, but I think he also actually took pit service. Not too long. I guess he might be running automatic engine. Oh, he gets... nah, now he's replowed. How long is he stationary actually? Let's figure that out briefly. So 46. So about 8 seconds or so. Perhaps even a bit more. 8 seconds that he took pit service there. Pretty sure that's not just overshooting. 8 seconds is a bit more than that. How long was actually mine? $51. Oh, you can see in my case it actually being moved. So 51 to 56, so 5 seconds for an overshoot, which is, yeah, I guess he might, because you can see him also getting teleported backwards, so I guess it's that he also overshot but just got longer. I mean, it took quite a while for me, and he overshot about the same amount, so I guess I'm still thinking he might have taken a few liters of fuel just to be safe that everything works. BBS, okay. M2. So, results. Kirk obviously won his. Came in. I came in second. Jurgensen came with his McLaren in third. Silly in his AMG came fourth. And then Barber came with his McLaren in fifth. And then a Camaro, two M4s, a Cayman and an Alpine, before we then get the M2s where Saban won in the M2 class, finishing in front of Montero and an AK. The gap between those in class were 13 seconds and then another 9 seconds. So relatively close considering there's a 3 cars. I mean, or actually, sorry, I misread that. No, it's 13 seconds and then 22 seconds, so that's a bit more spread out. But I mean, that's what you get actually in the front to P5. It's like you have 14 seconds, 6 seconds, and then 11 seconds, and then 20 seconds. So round up the top 5 in the intervals. Right. I've looked at the replay enough. Nice how it switches to a clear sky while we're loading out of it. Right. Okay, well then. Right. I think I need to actually fire R-Factor 2 up and do some practice over there. For the baguette race. God, how many pings I have again. I can't remember till what day I have to like do the practice laps there, but like I'm just like maybe I just did them tonight so they're just done. So I don't have to think about them. Lightspeed has also pinged me again. Ping. Oh, these guys pinged me. We're playing some TF2. Well, I'm an hour late, I guess. I could join them. Sharing the screen. I guess they might be maybe not. Who knows? Right. Okay. Well then. And over here I got pinged as well. Yeah, for the official dance event. I'm not going to that one. Right. You've dealt with it. And I've also checked on this. Do I have a race tomorrow? I don't think so, if my memory is correct. Yeah, the next race actually on SGP is in 5 days. Currently. Okay. Well then. Okay, that is hilarious. It's like I just saw on SGPA the RLL MUQU racing community. They are hosting the season 10 round 4 GT3 endurance at Spa in about 23 hours. I was like, okay, well, how long is that event? Well, it's a 1 hour race. What? I'm just like, bruh, what the fuck are you doing? It's a 1 hour event. 60-minute GT about the series. It's like 60-minute GT3 Endurance Cup. 1 mandatory pit stop for changes are required. It's like, bruh. Okay, I can slightly understand if you like have some sprint rounds, where like, okay, we have a championship. We have 60-minute longer, it's like 60-minute races, mixed between with some like with 30-minute races, like double headers and stuff perhaps. And then we obviously call the 60-minute races endurance rounds, while the other ones are like sprint rounds. Makes sense, okay? But to call your entire league endurance when it's just 60 minutes, yeah, that is stretching it a bit. 60 minutes for endurance, like, calling it GT3 endurance is like, maybe not. Maybe not. That is a bit of a stretch. Right. Okay. I think I'm gonna jump over to the other guys and play some TF2. See you guys next time. Bye bye.